So, yeah, right. So, first and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Shai, Ba'Shem Kodash. We say double and say apostle and let agree most on a rule, our teachers, our apostle in the truth, and we see salutations, all the action, we say the push you within our truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season, the season, we see Shalom. Once again, going into our video here and touching upon some news, some breaking news as well. While today, as it's 8:07 p.m. my time, right, which is in the Caribbean here. Obviously, it'll be different times, different places, but one of the things that usually happen on a Friday is that the market itself, it shuts down, right, and if you've been keeping up with what America has been doing, they have been attacking every time the market closed down, so you wouldn't see the effect, right? You wouldn't see the effect of them attacking or making some changes until Sunday evening into Monday, right? Then you would see the after effect of or the damage that have been done, right? That being said, the reason I wanted to say that is because this just happened, right? This was an hour ago, while I was in the move, coming home from work, just took place, right? President Trump says the United States executed one of the most powerful bombing raids in history on Iran's Karg Island. It's a Karg Island handles 90% of Iran's oil, right? So let me just read. It says moments ago, at my decision, the United States Central Command executed one of the most powerful bombing raids in the history of the Middle East and totally obliterated every military target in Iran's crown jewel, Karg Island. Our weapons are the most powerful and sophisticated that the world has ever known. But sorry, has ever known. And Esau, taking pride in his blessing, which is the sword. It say for reasons of decency, I have chosen not to wipe out the oil infrastructure on the island. However, should Iran or anyone else do anything to interfere with the free and safe passage of ships through the Strait of Hormuz, it say I will immediately reconsider this decision. During my first term and currently, I rebuilt our military into the most lethal, powerful, and effective force by far anywhere in the world. Iran has no ability to defend anything that we want to attack. There is nothing that they can do about it. Iran will never have nuclear weapon, nor will it have the ability to threaten the United States of America, the Middle East, or for the matter of for that matter the world. Iran's military and all others involved with this terrorist regime would be wise to lay down their arms and save what's left of the economy, which isn't much. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump, right? No, I just want to go into let's bring out that scripture here. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 1 and 2. It says, behold, speak down in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which are put in thy mouth, said the Lord. And that is what we have to do. Because we've seen these prophecies being played out right before our eyes. We're seeing things happening. The scriptures mention the wars, rumors of wars, and we continually, these things that, the apostles and elders, the Akim has been bringing out, and talking about. The evil that's being done upon this place, the kind of things that's happening, right? For the with and the reason why I didn't mention, right? Because I don't want to go further into the video and I forget. Let me just take a quick. No, I want to come out. No. Before I go to I want to bring forth this. So this is what Trump did, right? He attacked the Karg Island. Now hold that in. So this just happened 36 minutes ago. So this is more breaking news. It says Iran striked 5 U.S. Air Force refueling planes at Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. Right? So Iran responded one time, quick as it can be. Now I also want to all right. So let me just take a quick pause here, right? So coming back here now, this is another thing. This is another piece of news that happened earlier today. You see, and this changes everything about the strait. 2,500 U.S. Marines. Now it has been upgraded to 5,000. It has been upgraded to 5,000. So it's not 2,500 anymore. It's up to 5,000 now. You see, U.S. Marines just got deployed to the Strait of Hormuz. This isn't deterrent. This is ground invasion signal, right? So, talking about what a ground invasion. Now let's all go back to the second Ezra 15. That is what the Lord, that is what the scripture said to what? It say, behold, speak down in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are what? Faithful and true. Right? For they are faithful and true, and that's right. The Lord, tell us about what? The wars, rumors of wars, the grand war that's going to take place in the Middle East. Now, this not being it, we obviously know that is something to come, right? The warn us about what? The scriptures warn us about what? The MOTB and so forth and so on, right? One of the major prophecies being the MOTB as well. Right, goes into the chip, and we are actually seeing and hearing that why all these things happening. If you go into the back, if you actually watch on the news, you would see they're talking about bringing technological advancement, meaning that to track, to survey, to do surveillance, and it should be inside of you. These are some of the things you can go and look it up on the news. You can go and look it up on Palantir being talked about, heavily, right? So again, these prophecies, as the scriptures say, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Right? They say, so let's finish up this piece of article here. It's a defense security headset just approved a full marine expeditionary unit to the Middle East, combat ready amphibious assault ships, attack helicopters, artillery. Right? It's Iran has paralyzed the Strait of Hormuz. 20% of the world's oil flows through 21-mile gap. Right? Now, I wouldn't read all this because you can see it goes straight down. They're going into the amount of money that's being spent and so forth, and which goes into what right now the market is very terrible, right? And there's a next piece of news I want to bring out. That's the reason why I want to finish that piece. But I'm gonna pause here one more time, right? So what I'm doing is showing different sets of the news. Let me go to Second Ezra chapter 8, right? And while I'm here, no, not 8, sorry, chapter 9, and I want to go to verse 5, right? It says, for like as all that is made in the world had a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So the end is being made manifest, and the scriptures. And when you look at the word manifest, it means to make clear or evident, and that is what we've seen about the end. We've seen so much of nations like pay attention. There's I don't know if I save it, right? But there's actually news talking about China and Taiwan. China actually had their ships, stop, make a particular pattern, which shows the fact that they are going to invade. China is going to invade Taiwan. Now, there's another piece of news to get into. But as you can see right here, right, they say educator warns U.S.-Iran war risk economic collapse, right, via petrodollar. So this is all these things are here, and you see, even when you look up the trending topics, what you're seeing is different things about the war, right? Now pause again. Now this is another piece of information that's just being put out. It's it's the same information that I read earlier, right? But it's a more in depth, and this is the reason why when I start the video, I was talking about the market, right? Now it says let's finish on the scripture. See, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and sign. That is what we see in the end in effects and sign. We also see in the ending of what? A great kingdom, right? And we see in the fall of that kingdom, right? So it say what? It say big beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. Right? So the end is being made manifest, and we're seeing the signs of what? Of the end. Now, the scriptures mention how bad it would get. So reading this article here now, it say what just happened to Iran's Karg Island. It say President Trump just said the U.S. has carried out the most powerful bombing raids in the Middle East history on Karg Island. This is a major escalation for oil markets. Here's why. Karg Island has been described as the crown jewel of Iran's oil industry. It is a vital tiny island in northern Persian Gulf that manages 90% of Iran crude oil exports. Karg Island alone handles 2% of global oil supply. In the lead up to the war, Iran was exporting as much as 3 million barrels of oil per day from Kag Island. Trump said that the U.S. military has chosen not to wipe out the oil infrastructure on the island because they themselves want the oil, right? You see, however, President Trump also said he will reconsider this decision should Iran do anything to interfere with the free and safe passage of ships through the Strait of Hormuz, right? It's a which Iran is clearly doing right now. In other words, President Trump appears to be paving the path for the destruction of the oil infrastructure on one of the world's most crucial oil ports and islands. Right? Now that is something that would obviously skyrocket. Now this is what I was mentioning about the market before. Because going on here now, see, it's no coincidence. This came just 2 hours after markets closed, so the market closed. So you wouldn't see the effect of this particular strike until most likely Sunday evening into Monday. That is when they will see the effect. Now Trump has already stated earlier today, think the economy will go back to normal when this war is over. No, you don't know. This war could go on for months and will cause a spiral. Fertilizer. That's another video I have to do as well. Fertilizer right now for farmers is becoming very rare to get, which will cause what? Famines. Now we're seeing the prophecies, right, happening. Let's see if I want to get a scripture here, right? I wanted to bring a quick scripture here. All right, let me go to 2 Peter 1 verse 19. It say here, it say, we have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed. All right, I'd say, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place until the day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts. So yeah, a sure word of what? Of prophecy. Now it's very important to keep, to be in prophecy, to scripture say to be occupied, right, in prophecy, right? So you're seeing all these things happening, right? We're seeing the tensions, you're seeing kingdom against kingdom, we're seeing, it obviously there are tensions in America as well, whereas the people don't want to, the people not agreeing on what's going on with what Trump is doing, right? So we're seeing what, most likely, I was reading something, and the reason why I didn't do a video on it, because, it's just conversation at hand with what I read and offer, not actual facts, so I wouldn't want to share that. But something the person said, and everyone who was having that sort of topic was agreeing, because they were saying that Trump most likely might call that state of emergency. He might call a something that could break off into a civil war, right? And he is leading up to that, right? Here, and he talks about, they mentioning about Iran could attack somewhere in Las Vegas. I think I still have that. Yeah, no, I don't have it here. But yeah. So again, hey, it heated right now. It hot. A lot of stuff is happening right now. So the scripture is mentioned is to keep watch. Keep watch. So with that, once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yoshai, Ba'Shem Kakodash. We say that when we say apostle, and let's agree, Muslim Ruba, our teachers, our person in the truth. And we say salutations, so the Akim, we say the push with no truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season. On the season, we say, Shalom.